In this video, I'm going to cover this easy 4-light studio setup in less than 5 minutes. To start, the key light was positioned in butterfly position, which means it's going to be placed in front of the subject above, angled down, so that we have catch lights in the upper middle part of the eye. In addition to that, you're also going to have some shadows underneath the nose, as well as underneath the chin. And what makes butterfly lighting great is that it looks flattering on most subjects. So that's already a great starting point for our key light. And as for the key light, it was modified with a 24-inch beauty dish, but keep in mind you can use any modifier that you have. You can even do this with a simple $20 umbrella. And to build up the shot, I added a second light as my fill light, positioned below my subject in a clamshell position. And the purpose of fill light is to brighten the shadows. And I wanted to brighten the shadows right underneath the chin because in step 1 with our key light, we were using butterfly lighting. We knew that we were gonna get shadows underneath the chin. So I just used a little bit of power to brighten up those shadows, as well as to add an extra pair of catch lights in the eyes. Next, I wanted my image to feel more three-dimensional, so I added 2 lights 45 degrees behind the subject as my rim lights. And rim lights are great because it adds this edge light around the subject and it really makes them pop out of the image. Now, each of these lights was modified with a 3x1 Stripbox gridded, and notice how I was able to add light to the edge of the subject. And another reason why I used these lights in the back was to also add light to the color powder that I was going to be throwing. I really wanted to make sure that that color powder really had that color pop, and by adding light to the color powder, I felt like it really sculpted the overall image. Here is the progression of the shot buildup. We start off with our key light, and then we add our fill light, and then we add our rim lights. And whenever I'm working in the studio, remember that you always work with 1 light at a time. You get the exposure for 1 photograph, and then you slowly add each light. Now, my first step in the process of working in the studio is always starting off with a blank canvas. Make sure that your settings are set so that the frame is completely dark. So in my case, these were the settings that I was using. Yours might be different depending on your setting. And keep in mind, you can do this photograph with any lights that you might have, whether that's speed lights, a 200-watt strobe, or a 400-watt strobe. And if you don't have the same modifiers that I was using, don't worry. As your rim lights, you can use bare speed lights, or you can even use a reflector that comes with most strobes. The point is just go out and have fun and just shoot. And if you plan on doing a similar shoot, I was using this colorful powder that I bought on Amazon. It is chameleon colors. I'm going to leave a link in the description, as well as all of the gear that I used. But if you plan on using this in the studio, obviously you're going to make a big mess. So I apologize, Roland. I'm sorry. We did this in the studio. It was like a last-minute thing. We just wanted to try it out, and it ended up being really cool. And so we threw maybe like, I don't know how many packs of these up in the air. So we did make a big mess, but it was well worth it. It was a lot of fun. Totally do it again. But if we do it again, we're definitely going to go outside. So if you're going to do this, probably go outside. Don't be like me and do it in the studio, unless you don't mind cleaning up. But before we end this, we're going to jump into Photoshop. And let's quickly look at the post-processing from the beginning all the way up until the end. Now that we're in Photoshop, let's quickly take a look at the skin retouching. And when I do skin retouching, I use a combination of frequency separation and dodge and burn. So this is the before and then the after. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. And if you're curious on how I do this process, I have dedicated videos on my YouTube channel. So there is the skin retouching. And then I'll zoom out. Let's take a look at the color grading. And that's what I do at the very end. So for the color grading, I use a combination of selective color and color balance. So once again, before and then the after. As we wrap this up, let's take a look at the final results. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe because I post a lot of educational content. Thank you guys for watching.